But what we saw that was really exciting is we saw an 11.6% increase in working memory, which is huge.
I've never met anyone like it.
He could hack anybody's phone in a matter of minutes. Who is that guy? Who can do that?
Thomas is the most interesting man in the world.
He's one of my favorite people on the planet.
Inventor.
Wicked smart.
The master of cutting corners.
If you had a dead body in your trunk, who would you call?
He would get arrested immediately in a lineup.
I stood in line to get his autograph.
You know, his mouth can barely keep up to his brain.
I don't actually know what Pablos does.
A hacker magician.
Man of the future. Future.
Right now, our beachhead that we're really going after is that 18 to 24-year-old demographic, college, university.
Oh, but they don't have stress.
High cognitive need, high demand environment. That's our sweet spot.
Okay.
But what's interesting about that, though, is that, you know, you can still lay down behaviors easier.
Okay.
They have They have intrinsic motivation to do well, have their brain firing, as well as probably the extrinsic, which is whether it's, you know, a scholarship, their parents, what have you.
Okay.
But then also when we think about, you know, what does it mean to help somebody in that high cognitive time of need and give them a toolkit and help build neural pathways that they can then take into their careers? Well, what we hope to happen is that the next time they come up against a cognitive limitation, whatever it may be, first child, first home, divorce, yada, yada, and they're noticing, hey, listen, like something's not great with my brain.
Yeah.
We want to be their next thought.
Yeah. Okay.
So that demographic is really important to us for a number of reasons, but also to train the models. And then we can get into, well, who's paying for it? Colleges and universities. This falls under student success.
And student success is a thing they pay for? Students
probably don't realize this, but every semester there's a student success fee that comes out of their tuition. They have to pay it. A line item there. And student success is to do with retention, passing grades.
Okay.
Services that help them succeed in that environment.
Okay.
The colleges and universities very much care about their student success budget.
And they can't just spend it on booze and drugs.
No, or yoga classes and gym passes. That's student wellness.
That's a different thing.
Different. Student success is literally about like, how is this student succeeding academically? And AUTONOMIC is a proactive solution or service. So that's where we're plugging into. But also, what's interesting about that, really large data sets.
Yeah, you can get a lot of students.
I mean, you know, colleges right now that we're working with collectively have 147,000 students. It's 3 colleges. Like we're doing pilots in each.
Okay, so
500 students each.
So let's think this through. So if I'm a student at one of these schools, let's start with the administrators. I'm an administrator at some of these schools. I got this budget account for student success. I got to spend it on something. My options are what?
So there's counseling.
Okay.
There's career prep.
Okay.
There's also, you know, if a student is not doing well, then they go into
tutoring, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. One of the other things in that bucket could be AUTONOMIC, where it's like, hey, you just need to chill out. Here's an app that will help you. We'll pay for it.
You just need to train the right behaviors to excel, because guess what? This environment isn't changing.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to excel in it.
Adapt to it.
And you need to train those behaviors. Because if we go back to the fundamentals of how we looked at building all this, high demand, fatigued brain. What is the brain trying to do? Well, it's trying to conserve energy and it's trying to favor habit loops that require less willpower. So even if somebody says, hey, you should really do X, like it's working for me. And let's say that individual goes, oh yeah, I'd like to. When they're fatigued, it's really difficult for them to really lay down that behavior and train it.
Right.
Which is where that coach piece comes in that's really important. So you got to kind of hit all of those things. You have a learner learning the right thing at the right time that's applicable to them. It has to be quick.
Okay.
It has to adapt to them over time,
Yeah.
iterate with them.
Yeah.
It has to provide them insights, accountability. All those things need to hit in a quick way to help this
Do
person.
they get a high score? I mean, what is the...
Well, the gamification piece is really interesting. We haven't built anything in yet, but it is a very big topic of discussion because there's a lot you could do.
Do they win Bitcoin?
I bet they'd love to. Oh my gosh, we'd have a lot of people.
There you go.
Do you have some to share?
Well, if you look in the student success budget, maybe you'll find some. Okay, so if I'm a student, then I can maybe get my school to let me use this app. School's paying for it anyway. All I got to do is...
Well, here's something interesting. The student is actually paying for it.
Right, they are paying for it. They just have to go.
The college isn't paying for it, but needs to allocate, provide services.
Fair enough.
So you kind of have two people not really feeling like they're paying for it.
Paying for it whether they use it or not.
Yeah.
And the colleges are paying for it whether they... they have a budget to spend on this stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but from each student's perspective, this is a service that's available to me. I go get this thing. I try it out. And do you have a sense already or metrics on what retention is like or how successful this is or how much better I can perform with it or
Yeah, absolutely.
the best case scenario?
So we've done both like behavioral studies and looking at just sort of the statistics over time of people reporting, their perceived stress levels, sleep, energy, mood, focus. And then we also have objective efficacy study where we did brain scans and measured people's brains, had an intervention group, control group, intervention group got autonomic, control group didn't, and so on and so forth. I will say preliminary studies, which is why we're now moving forward with more grants and raising money.
Yeah.
But what we saw that was really exciting is we saw an 11.6% increase in working memory, which is huge. So, how the brain retains information, problem solves, makes decisions, critical thinking. It's big. Like anything when it comes to the brain, we reached statistical significance with that. We saw an improvement in focus by about 9%, a reduction in the level of fatigue in the brain by about 4.5%. We're a very science-first company, so we want to keep going in our R&D efforts and to prove efficacy because ultimately, we are in the brain training industry, which is full of bogus garbage, things that don't work. But that industry is growing significantly, and it's because people are looking for solutions. So to actually be a company that's highly efficacious, that's proven to work, and then comes with all the things we're talking about.
Well, there's a really highly efficacious and proven to work app that's going on fire sale right now called TikTok. And you guys could probably just buy that up and then train brains to do better things than the current version, which is training brains to do some pretty dumb shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I always think of God, we have all these platforms that train the behavior of distraction.
Yeah.
What would happen if we had a platform used at scale that actually trained the behaviors of enhanced cognitive function? That's what we're going towards.
Version of TikTok. We're not allowed to use it. But their kids are fucking thriving. That's what I hear. Okay, so, all right, cool. So I got it. So the status of the company now is you're doing these pilots with schools, presuming that goes well, try and go sell it to more schools.
Yeah.
Doing R&D to try and make the product better. Maybe eventually the finance industry will come around and realize that their people should use this too. What's the...
So right now, I mean, we bootstrapped the company up until this point. And
10 years of bootstrapping?
Well, no. So we didn't start actually building AUTONOMIC proper until about 4 years ago. Right at the beginning of 2020 was sort of the shift. My experience prior to that wasn't in building this technology or biotech company, but what we're looking to do now is, ultimately advance the AI capabilities. And also, translate from a web app to a native app to be able to just have better data capture and better user interface, all of that. We're seeing huge success with the web app, and I'm sorry, but it's clunky,
So what do you need? You need some nerds to help you build build mobile apps.
I need some awesome, unique weirdos
Yeah,
to
good.
come work with me.
And that's a great coincidence because that's who listens to this podcast. And then you have some ambition to basically train some kind of machine learning model on the data you're getting from, I guess, from all these sources. And if you get lots of students with lots of data, it could be very interesting to train a model so that you can start to provide better recommendations based on the data coming back.
So right now, our data set, so people that have been through or currently on the platform represents about 1,000 people. So we have 2 models that have already been trained on that data set. So one is the model behaves in the same way a brain performance expert would recommend a habit based on the data that's come in and recommend the right next survey.
Yeah, great.
So, but where we need to go is now you take all of the data and interactions from the human in the loop
Yeah.
to then train that model,
Yeah, good.
the actual like interaction of the coaching model,
Yep,
and then put those 3 together.
Reinforcement.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then.
Well, somebody listening should be able to do that. So, call AUTONOMIC. Cool. Well, this is great. So, you're bootstrapped to date. You got some grant money.
Yeah.
At some point.
Convertible debt note investors as
So you
well.
got some investors in now.
Yeah.
Great. And then, hopefully get some revenue from the schools soon.
Yeah, we all of the pilots have been paid. That's the other thing too. Like even from our our alpha,
Yeah.
beta, like everybody always paid to use the platform.
Amazing.
We never gave it away for free.
That's really impressive. I mean, not a lot of startups do a good job of that. They give a lot away for free, and they run out of money, and so
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like the demand is there.
okay.
We need to scale to meet it.
Yeah, sure.
So we're doing these pilots, but we max out at like 300, 500 students per pilot.
Why? What's the breaking point?
The breaking point is the human in the loop. And so yes,
Still doing that. Got it.
I could add more humans in the loop, but then we're starting to weaken the signal of what we're trying to do with training the model, right?
Because the more humans are not as good as the old humans.
I have the perspective that more humans can just create more variations of the model, which I know might sound like what you want, but we really need to prove out this first phase to then expand out. Like, I kind of look at it as a very sort of niche, almost domain specific, if we want to use, a trending term right now. There shouldn't be a lot of variations to how that coach interacts with an individual when it comes to improving brain performance.
Yeah, I mean, if that's true, maybe what you're converging on is a telemarketing script, and then that's real easy for a computer to sort of reverse engineer from the existing conversations and then just for future.
Yeah, like as a perfect example, so part of the experience too for the user is that they reflect. So when they rate their different ratings, answer yes or no to habits, they reflect on why they've rated it this way. And, as a recent example, somebody talked about, they're having a really hard time because they just lost their father and they're grieving. So if you think about, okay, what can we do in terms of tying what that person's reflected on to neuroscience?
Right.
Well, the key word is grief, because then they can receive some information around, some neuroscientists view grief as a temporary brain injury based on what happens. So it's always explaining the neuroscience of why, but you don't need to go broad in that.
Yeah.
How we've designed it is first and foremost, how the AI coach needs to speak to somebody is you need to make sure they're heard, understood, and supported to effectively then coach them towards a behavior.
Okay.
So, you would want the model to make sure to respond correctly to what that person said.
Yeah.
But the hard science is the grief, is the trigger word of then providing a template, if you will, around that. And then that just kind of iterates. Yeah. Somebody else talks about, well, the new Fortnite came out and I ended up staying up really late, but I actually didn't feel good after.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We know Fortnite is a video game. You can talk about, the specific impact of Fortnite on the brain. which there is research around.
Yeah.
And away you go. So it's that kind of
Cool.
information share.
Yeah. Well, that seems good. Plus, now is a good time to be, you can have an LLM distill these papers into digestible, probably manga or something, whatever it is that people can handle.